Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to today's section and happy Saturday. Please can you let me know can you put in the comment section if I am audible and if you can see my screen as well, please. Thank you. Can you see me? Can you see my screen? Am I audible? Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to the Cloud Foundation Virtual Bootcamp, and we are in week 3. So excited to have everyone here, and I am super proud of everyone that has come this far. I see your assessments, I see your efforts, I see the questions, and trust me, I am super proud of each and everyone. I myself, your tutor, I started like this, yes, but I only wished I had a platform like this where I could learn the fundamentals and get guidance on areas of specialty and so on and so forth. So, but during my time, I didn't have this opportunity. So, you're lucky to have Blooming Heart Foundation putting this boot camp together for you. So, this is one opportunity you should not take for granted. Trust me, you should not take for granted. The foundation of a house actually determines how strong it's going to be. So if you're skipping the foundation of a thing in general and you're just jumping or you just want to jump straight into it, there's a tendency the building is going to collapse because the foundation is not even strong to start with. So getting the foundation for everything in life is key to build and strengthen you to where you're looking forward to actually go. So yeah. So welcome everyone. As usual, we're just going to wait more 7 minutes. We're going to start the class officially after 7 minutes. So let's just give room for others to join in so no one is left behind. Welcome again, everyone. So while we're waiting for others to join, if you think you have any brief question that you feel you want to ask me before we start the class, please go ahead and drop that in the comment section. I will respond in 6 minutes. After 6 minutes, we'll go straight into the section for today. Does anyone have a question that you feel you want my response? Go ahead to drop in the comment section. I'm going to answer that briefly before we start the class. So for everyone joining, welcome to the Cloud Foundation Virtual Bootcamp, and we are in week 3. This is the start of week 3, section 1. And for everyone that have been there from the start of the boot camp, I want to hear what is your take? What have you benefited from the boot camp starting from the first day till up to this point? Have you actually learned anything? Please, can you put that in the comment section? Do you think the boot camp it's informative to you? Do you think you've learned anything starting from week 1 up to week 3? Please, can you put that in the comment section? So I want your response right now. So I want to know, is the boot camp, have you been able to gain anything from the boot camp? Do you think the boot camp is adding to your tech journey, to your career journey? Just give me general details and feedback on what you think about the boot camp starting from week 1 up to today. So I'm going to answer Faith. Good afternoon, coach. Please, I want to know if I could use someone's MasterCard. Faith, you can't use someone's MasterCard on your own account. So this is how it works. The MasterCard is a means of identification verification. Okay, is a means of identity verification rather. So if you're using someone else's MasterCard, it means the AWS account would have to be in the person's name. If you're using Adam Chioma, the MasterCard has to be Adam Chioma. You can't use Adam Chioma's MasterCard to verify for Faith possible. It's not possible. Okay? It's not allowed. Hope that answers your question. Um, I received an email from AWS Budget alarming me with the threshold that you see that. Very good. Now, the first of all, have you gone to terminate every services and resources in the AWS? This is why setting. Hope everyone could see this question. You can see this question on the screen. She received an email regarding budgeting of threshold exceeding the alarm or budget that we set. Remember, we set our threshold to be 0.01. So she left a resource running, or she used a service that is not in the free tier, and that is why she got this. So please, 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 always terminate all services. I keep repeating it. Please terminate all services immediately you're done with your assessment. That is why when you see after the assessment, I say, show me. Terminate all services and never you use a service that is not free tier. Free tier service means AWS has given you free credit on that service for a month. If you use any service that doesn't have the free tier, you are going to pay. So please, I hope that you've terminated the service. Now, for you to know the service that actually exceeded your threshold, you go to your AWS budget. You're going to click Course Explorer. Okay? Click on Course Explorer. It's going to give you details of your services. Okay? Please check for the service that actually got this triggered and terminate it if you haven't terminated it yet. Okay? Please, everyone, please hope we learn from this. And I said, give me feedback. If you don't give me feedback, we're not starting this class today. Short, we are going to go home. I want feedback on what you've learned. Okay, fine. Let's start with, do you think the boot camp starting from week 1 up to week 3, which we are, is the boot camp beneficial to you? Have you been able to learn anything? If yes, what is it? Please, I need your feedbacks. Okay? I need your feedbacks. So let me see if there's any question. So I answer the question of the MasterCard. Can someone use someone else's MasterCard? No. We've dealt with the threshold. Any other person here I can see? So please, I need your info. I need your response, your feedback. The bootcamp has been really insightful. I love the teaching pace and and how you make sure to carry everyone along in class as well. Also, the assessments are well explained, so we know what to do. Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much. So I want your input, I want your feedback, so we know, I myself know if I need to improve in a particular area or if I am actually wasting my time. So please, I need to know. So, okay, oh God. The boot camp has really been educative. I look forward to it every week. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Merciful. Thank you. So any other feedback before we start, please? Now I know about using cloud computing platform. I have. So now the thing is this, okay? Thank you everyone. Just keep putting your comments. I need your comments and your thoughts, and any area you think I need to improve, any area you think we need to improve. If you want the foundation, which is Blooming Hearts, to still organize something like this, let us know, okay? So thank you everyone for your input. Yes, I have benefited a lot from this bootcamp. I must confess, it has really opened my eyes to a lot of things. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much, Faith. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, with that being said, while you're putting your comments and your feedback on the bootcamp in the comment section, we are going to start the session for today. So, officially welcome everyone to week 3. And for this week, we're going to be covering um, the we call it the traditional AWS storage service, okay? And before I start this, please, I want to say something. I don't want to forget, and I think someone still needs to remind me of this at the end of the section. So I have to still say it. I noticed some of you've submitted almost all of the assessment that we've done throughout from week 1 up to week 3. But when I check your attendance, I'm seeing just one response. So it means you don't stay till the end of the section. And attendance, it's mandatory. If your attendance is not up to a 90%, you're not getting the certification. So even if you're submitting your assessment and your attendance is not there, so please, when the attendance is dropped in this comment section, please do well to fill it before you leave. If you don't feel it before you leave, if there's any issue with it, please let me know. That is one of the reasons I'm here, to assist you with any challenge you might be facing. So, because I know, see, I am the tutor of this boot camp. So I literally know every of you, not by faces, but by your name. I know some names that I have seen constantly when marking or when grading your assessment. But when I go to the attendance, I'm seeing you've just attended once. And I've graded all 4 assessments for throughout the various 4 sections we've had. So how is that? And these things are going to affect you. Please, I am pleading now. Stay to the end of the boot camp. Um, Fill your attendance. If you have any issue with the attendance, please let me know. Don't leave the class without filling your attendance. That is what indicates that you're in class. So please. I said Ade is not here. Ade is not here today. Maybe she's busy. Maybe she's busy. Yeah, you notice she's not here. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for the comments. Thank you everyone for the comment. I really appreciate. So now, for today, we're going to be covering the AWS storage. So when we talk about storage, what do you understand by the word storage? Before we dive in, so we're going to be covering the AWS. We call it the AWS traditional storage. She's here. Have you seen her? Merciful. Was it Merciful that was asking of? Okay, no. This is digital tech. Okay, we were asking of Ade Steph. She's not here yet. I was thinking she was in the comment section. Sorry. So, what do you understand by storage? Yes. Hello. How are you doing? Why did you come late? Why did you join late? At Steph, why did you join late? Okay. So, what do you understand by storage? Put it in the comment section, please. When you hear the word storage, give me its literal meaning. What do you understand by storage? At Steph, Merciful is saying, welcome. She was the one that asked about you initially before you joined. So, what do you understand by storage? When you hear the word storage, what comes to mind? A container, okay? Any other person? A container, okay? Does anyone have a different word to actually state what a storage is? Someone says a container. Faith says storage is where you can keep your information. Very good. Add Steph says storage is where you can keeping something safe. Okay. Keeping something safe. Now, I addressed this issue. So please put in what you understand by storage in the comment section, why I talk about this. So someone already raised this previously. So you got this alert because you exceeded your threshold. We set our budget threshold for 0.01. This is to safeguard us so we don't exceed something above what the budget we've set for to run this boot camp. Okay, my aim for you is to actually utilize the money that AWS has given you. So they are free tiers. And the reason why you got this alert is because a particular service which you deployed or which you launched exceeded your threshold. So please, that is why I always put in the assessment. Once you're done with your assessment, terminate every services. You're not, if you keep them there, you're piling up bills for yourself. Terminate everything immediately you're done. And never you use a service that is not the free tier. Yes, I remember there are some services I asked you to use previously that was not included in the free tier, but that was intentional because it was needed for you to be able to succeed as in so for you to be successful in actually deploying an IP address that connects to the internet. So services like IP, Elastic IP, it's not free, you pay for it. So I think maybe from your Elastic IP might be where you're getting this, okay? So for you to know the exact service that you're paying more, for you to just generally analyze your payments or your cost, when you go to your this email, you can click on it. The email you got, you can click on it, or you can go to your the budget feature on your page. I'm going to show you after at the end of this. Someone remind me. I'll show you how to check the services that's actually incurring more. Okay. You go to the budget section, you click on it. We are going to see the exact service that is incurring more. So please, everyone, stay to the end of the class. We're going to treat this. I will personally show you how to identify this. Okay. So now moving forward. So someone else says, digital coach says, storage is disk size. Okay. A place where something can be kept safely and it can be accessed anytime. Thank you. Um, is it password? Thank you very much. The link to my EC2 was not reachable. Please, can you explain? No, I can't explain that in this class. Favor, I can't explain that in this class. So maybe till the end of the section, maybe I will, or when I'm on the recap area. Okay. Okay. So now, everyone, you're correct with your inputs on what is storage. In general, storage is any place or method you keep things safe. That is what it is. Literally, all of the explanations that you've given about storage, it's what it is. Okay. Storage is where you keep your documents, your objects, you keep things. What other word did you use? Someone said is a disk size. Someone said that storage is just basically where you actually safeguard things, where you can store things and retrieve them at your own will. Okay, that is what is storage. Okay. So, if this is your first time of joining us, welcome to this boot camp. I am the instructor for this boot camp, and my name is Emanuela. I am a solutions architect. Okay, please do well to follow me on LinkedIn. A lot of you have done that. The reason is because at the end of this section, I am going to use my LinkedIn as an example to show you how to optimize your LinkedIn as well. So please do well to follow me on LinkedIn. If you have a GitHub, please follow me on GitHub. If you don't have a GitHub, before the end of this bootcamp, we're going to create one for you and also show you how to build a portfolio. Okay. So now for the learning objective for today, our learning objective for today is one, we're going to know what is AWS S3, understand what an object storage is, the difference between buckets and objects in AWS S3 service, understand what is object key. We're going to explain what S3 storage classes are, understand what is versioning, apply S3 security best practices, and create and manage an S3 bucket. Okay, these are what we're going to be covering today. Okay, so now for recap, last week we covered what is VPC. Did you remember? Can someone put in the comment section what you understood and learned about VPC? Because I gave you an assessment also to put this to explain VPC in your own words. So please prove yourself now and explain it to me in the comment section. What did you understand by VPC from what we taught last week? Someone else put in the comment section the different components of VPCs. Okay? Do that in the comment section for us, please. So last week we talked about what is VPC. We talked about the different components of VPC, which are comprises of the public and private subnet, internet gateway, route table, security groups, network ACLX, which is access control management, and elastic IP addresses. And I also showed you different architecture representing all of these components. So starting with, we've covered what you feel is storage, right? So we all know what is storage right now. Before we move forward, someone put in the comment section, what do you understand by VPC from what we covered from last section? What you someone else's puts a someone else puts what you understand by VPC. A different group should put in the comment section what are the different components of VPC you understand. VPC you understand. So let's go ahead to do that, please. So what do you understand by VPC before we move forward? I want to ensure that I'm not coming here to waste my time. Or am I coming here to waste my time with you guys? Am I coming here to waste my time? So please let me know. What is VPC? What is the different components of VPC we covered last week? Oh, I think, sorry. Oh, I think I wasn't sharing. Sorry, guys. I think I wasn't sharing my screen with you guys. It was just stagnant. Okay, VPC is a private cloud, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's mostly used for hosting servers on the cloud. Thank you so much, Favor. King. VPC is determines who have access exactly. Thank you so much. Um No, you're not. You're welcome. Even if you're not a student, yes, it's fine. You can join, you can, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's okay for you to be here. Welcome. Welcome. And so I need more response. Okay, what are the different components of VPC we covered last week, please? Different components of VPC we covered last week. VPC is your own isolated private network in the cloud where you can securely run your resources and servers. Perfect. So what are the different components that we covered last week? So can someone put that in the comment section? VPC is owning an apartment in the cloud that I get to control my network services, connectivity, and security. Thank you. So now let's move to the components. What are the components of VPC we covered? Components include subnets, thank you, subnets, gateway, route tables, security control, work together to isolate routes and protect network traffic for your own cloud resources. Perfect. This is perfect. Subnets, yes. So these are the different components of VPC that we covered. Okay. So these are the different components of VPC that we covered last week. Okay. Guys, I think something's wrong. Okay, so now we are so now we are going to start with what is an Amazon S3. So I provided a learning guide for you. Have anyone been going through that learning guide? Have any of you, do you have access to the learning guide? If yes, tell me yes. If no, tell me no. The learning guide, it's in the channel, Slack channel I provided for you. So let me know if anyone have been doing some reading. If anyone has been doing some readings, can someone tell me what you understand by Amazon S3? When I say, okay, just the way you're seeing on our slide, Amazon S3, what do you understand by Amazon S3? No favor. So okay, there's a learning material. It's I actually placed that in the slide channel section. It's in the channel section. So go to documents in the channel section. You can have access to the learning material. Read through maybe before class, so you are acquainted with some of the words that I'll be using, or you have questions that you need clarity. Okay. So does anyone know what is Amazon S3? Now I'm asking. Okay, Faith, Favor, Hazy, Art Steph, what is Amazon S3? Amazon S3 is basically container used to store data. Thank you. Any other person? Any other person have a different version of what Art Steph has said? What is Amazon F3? If you've never come across the word before, tell me you've never come across the word as well. So that is one of the reasons we're here to learn, okay? So what is Amazon S3? Does anyone know what is Amazon S3? Does anyone know what is Amazon S3? Okay, so we have Amazon S3 is called a bucket. So it's for storage. It's for keeping data safe. Thank you. That's what it is. Okay, so we have some no's in the house. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so now Amazon S3 is where your cloud data are kept. So thank you, everyone. Everyone that responded, your answers are correct. So Amazon S2, we usually call it the AWS traditional storage. Okay, it stores your data. Okay, so there's a word that is usually says that it is 99.99999 durable and scalable. Okay, so Amazon is an AWS storage. Now, AWS have different storage services, which I'm going to show you right now. Have anyone been going through the AWS documentation that I introduced to you? So I'm going to bring, this is your AWS documentation, okay? So this is the AWS documentation. I'm going to show you the different AWS storage. We have a lot of AWS storage. So this is the AWS documentation. Let me take you right. This is the welcome page. Once you go to the site, you type this. This is where you literally come to see all of the AWS services. So this is more like you reading through You know, when you buy a product, you have that small instruction paper or small detailed paper in that product. That is what this AWS documentation is all about. So where best to go and get information about an organization, if not their own platform, if not their documentation site? So this place is really important. Me, I have 8 years. I still come to this AWS because imagine going through all of this solutions, all of these services, putting it in your head. No, you can't. Don't stress yourself that much. Okay, you need to understand the foundation, the basics as much as you can. Then AWS documentation is here to guide you, to provide you more information. And today as well, I'm going to show you how you can read through AWS console when setting up or launching any service, to literally know what that, before you click, to know what this thing is going to do. This button I am clicking, what it is going to do when I click it. Okay, AWS console and their user interface is one of the friendliest user interface I've ever used. I'm telling you the truth. It's very easy. It is beginner friendly. Okay, there are resources. All we need to do is to use these resources effectively. Okay, so now I'm going to take you to the AWS storage. So here you have the products categories. Okay, AWS, you can see 335 products. The products are so much. How are you going to have everything that this product does, their use cases, their function in your head? No, that is why this document is there. Okay, so now when you want to find the storage, you can scroll down here and click storage. Okay, once you click storage, you can see we have 10. We have 10 AWS storage in general for AWS Cloud. The storage services that AWS have and provides to their customers are 10 in numbers. These storage are used for different purposes, different business cases, different needs. They are specifically built for a particular challenge that a organization or a business is facing. Okay, so picking the right storage for the right reason is very important. Okay, you can't just randomly pick any kind of storage. You have to pick the specific storage for the particular reason. This is also applicable to picking AWS services, not just AWS, cloud services in general. You have to choose the right service to solve the right purpose, or else you're going to choose a service that will not solve that purpose for you, and your boss will be angry. Okay, so now these are different AWS services. We have the AWS business backup. We have the elastic block or storage, which was the one we discussed when we talked about EC2. Can you remember? We have the elastic file service. But today, this is the one we're talking about, this one, the Amazon Simple Storage Service, known as the AWS. Okay, if you click on it, it gives you detailed information about the S3 Amazon S3. Okay, so I just want to show you how you can find and read more on some services, because this is important when you start working. Okay, this document is really important when you start working. Okay, it's really useful, please. So now, an Amazon S3 is an AWS traditional bucket storage. Okay, why we call it traditional? Because for this particular storage, you can store images, you can store objects, you can store files, you can store literally anything. It's used for general purpose. Okay, but why in some other storages they are used for specific, they were built for specific purposes. So AWS have a particular storage that is used for your EC2. Remember, we had the EC2 elastic, we had the EC2 elastic back storage, which is always attached to EC2. Do you remember? That is where EC2 stores its data. Can we remember? Did you remember where the EC2 stores its data? I talked about that last week. It is called the EBS, which is the elastic block storage. Put in the comment section if you remembered EBS. And if we did cover EBS last week. Okay, thank you. So that is it. Okay, so now different storage for different purposes, and this S3 is the general, it's called EBS, elastic block storage, is B. Okay. So it is this particular storage we're talking about, which is the Amazon S3. It's the storage that is used for general purpose because it can store literally everything: files, image, documents, name them. Okay. And now, the real world example: imagine, can you actually have a functionable and useful mobile phone without having a storage? Can you give me the answer in the comment section? Do you think you're going to actually get the best use of your mobile phone without having a storage? Yes or no? Can you put in the comment section? Yes or no? Do you think the mobile phone you're using right now, assuming it has no storage capacity, can you have the best use of it? No. Obviously, no. Because storage is really a big deal. Okay? Storage is a big deal because the world deals with data, and every information, everything you're doing needs to be stored safely in a particular box. So that is why S3 bucket is a very important service in AWS. Okay? So we have different objects you can save in S3. Like I said, you can save image, folders, website, mobile apps. Everything can be saved in S3. So that is why it is called the Amazon traditional storage unit. Okay, this storage unit is used by Netflix, Airbnb, Shopify. Everyone that uses AWS services can literally adopt and use S3 buckets. Okay, it is a very useful storage system. Now, why use S3? We use S3 to what? To save our document for cost purposes. Because S3 is a pay-as-you-go service. So we use S3 for latency architecture designs. S3 bucket is scalable. So imagine you're storing your data. Do you know, some of us, we have phones, and once the storage in our phone device is full, we literally have to delete and create space for a new object or new pictures that we want to store. It doesn't scale. So, but S3 is scalable. When I say scalable, I mean, if, for instance, let's say you had 1 gigabyte you bought 1 gigabyte of storage from AWS. Now, not knowing that you were going to need more, if your document or your objects increases and you had more storage, the S3 bucket has the capacity to increase and accommodate every object or every document or storage that you want. Okay, that is one reason we are using. That is one reason. What that is that these are some of the benefits of S3. Can you put in the comment section what are the benefits of S3 that you know? Amazon S3 buckets that I have listed. What is the benefits? What are the usage of Amazon S3 bucket that you know right now? Yes, it can expand in size. Exactly. The size expands to accommodate the data. Yes, it is scalable. Thank you, digital coach. Any other person, do you know the benefits of S3 buckets? Yes, it is scalable, it expands. Thank you very much. Um, Unlimited storage. Yes, unlimited storage is what is known as scalability. Okay. Yes, it is pay as you go. Yes, it's a pay as you go service. Yes, it's a pay as you go service. It's serverless. Okay. So this and more are lot of benefits. It is secure. It's highly durable. Okay. It is highly available. So these are some of the AWS benefits when you use them. Okay. So now, how AWS actually stores data. Okay. This is how AWS stores data. In the AWS system, you have what is called the buckets. Now, inside that bucket, you have the objects. Inside the objects, you have your object key. Let me show you. Okay. So let's I'll show you that briefly. So I'm going to show you what the S3 bucket looks like, okay? Okay, so can you see my screen? Can you see my AWS console? Yes, please tell me, let me know in the comments section. Can you see my AWS console? Let me know if yes in the comment section. I think I'm having. Okay, thank you. So now this is my AWS console. I'm going to take you to AWS S3, okay? So this is my console for you to search and get yours, because since yours is a new AWS account, you might not have it pinned here. Mine is pinned here. I could literally go and click on it. But you come here, you type storage, okay? Now, when you have storage, it gives you different storage systems. You click on this one that says buckets, okay? This is the one we want, okay? We click on it. So you click on it, it's taking you straight to your bucket. You come here, just click on AWS S3. So this is what AWS S3 looks like, okay? This is the S3, this is the S3 futures, okay? If you want to create a bucket, you come here, you see where it says create a bucket, you click on it. So once you click on it, now you see it says general purpose, it says dictionary. Okay. Now, I remember I said I'm going to show you how you can literally know what you're clicking in AWS console. See, it is written clearly here, general buckets, and it comes here, it says recommended for most use cases and access pattern. General purpose buckets are the only original S3 bucket type. This it states, it gives you the use cases, the reason, and the situations where you can use this particular general purpose. If you want to use for dictionary, you come here. You can literally read through. It says recommended for low latency use cases. This bucket used only for the S3 Express 1 zone. It literally states it. Okay, this is one trick, this is one hack you should know. AWS provide detailed information on what everything you're clicking is going to do to your website, to your application, or to your architecture. So you reading through, you're going to have an understanding, because you're not blindly just clicking randomly. Okay. So now the one we're generating is the S3 general bucket. You click on the general bucket. Please pay attention, because this is part of your assessment for today. You click on the general bucket. Once you click on the general bucket, you see where it says global namespace. Okay. Now, for the global namespace, please, you have to put in a unique global name. Your name has to be unique. If that name has been taken by a different person, or a different person that has an account in AWS, it will not go through. Okay. So you're going to click the one that says global namespace, not account region namespace. No, account region namespace is for a specific account. Okay. We're dealing with global namespace for now. Now you come in here, you put in, let's say, learning. Okay. Let's say learning class. Okay. Now I have put in the name. This is the name that my buckets, which is my storage folder. When you hear buckets in AWS, we're talking about your storage folder. So this is the name your storage folder is going to have. Learning class. Okay. So now you come here, it says copy settings from existing. This is optional. You can only use this one if you have an existing S3 bucket that you just want to copy the storage. But in this case, we are building and we're creating a new fresh storage system for our application and our document. Okay, don't click on this, just skip it. So now you go here, you go down, you see where it says object ownership. Now for object ownership, leave it on access control list disabled. Okay. The reason why you're leaving it on access control list disabled is because We don't want this storage or whatever item we're putting into this our bucket. When I say bucket, don't be confused. I am talking about folder. Bucket means a folder, okay? So, but it is called bucket in S3, okay? But it's literally a folder where you put your objects, okay? Don't get confused, okay? So when you click this access control list disabled, it means I don't want it to be public. You know how you had your IP address and you put them into the internet and you got the internet. It means anybody, and I you some people even sent me the IP address and I was able to access it from my location, meaning it was public. So anyone that had the IP access will have access to your informations and your website, right? So that is not what we want for this case. So you are going to click this. Normally, by default on AWS account, this is clicked already. So you are going to click this, okay? Now, when you go down, you see where it says bucket public access setting here, where it said bucket public access setting. Leave it like this, where it says block all public access. And the reason why is because you don't want public or anyone to have access to this file, only you and your team. Okay, that is why you're going to leave it on this. By tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to open it if you want public access. Okay, because for some reasons, yes, some people open it because this means you can build a website as well. I'm going to show you that for tomorrow class. But for today, we're dealing with security, privacy, to create our buckets. Okay, so you leave it like this, then you go down, you see what when it says bucket versioning. So what bucket versioning literally means? Tell me, when you hear the word versioning or visioning, what comes to your mind? When someone says visioning, what comes to your mind? Visioning. What comes to your mind? Can you put in the comment section? So when I say version of something, a version of a thing, what comes to your mind? Can you put that in the comment section, please? When someone says the version of this phone, the version of this pen, what comes to mind? If we don't know what it is, tell me you don't understand what it is. I'm going to explain. But I want you to understand in your own term, in the literal meaning, before we move on to the technical meaning of what it is. So when I say version, then adding the versioning, what do you mean? The current state. Thank you. The current state of something. Thank you. Varieties. Okay. So now, what the purpose of this versioning does, like I said, literally you can read it. So versioning is a means of keeping multiple varieties of an object in the same bucket. You can use versioning to prevent or retrieve and store different version of an object. So do you understand? So once see, you can see here it is disabled. Once you see it is disabled, it means that function or that service or the feature, it's not is not working or is not active. Okay. But in a real sense, we need to actually activate versioning. And the reason is because, like we said, it helps us create duplicates of our folders. So, and the reason for create duplicate of our folders is, imagine I am working with a team of 5 engineers. We're 5 engineers, okay? So I am one, okay? Williams Comfort is another engineer, okay? We have different engineers, okay? All in a team. And now, I myself, I mistakenly delete an important folder. and we don't have anywhere, any place to retrieve that folder, what do you think happens to that project? What do you think happens to that team? What do you think my boss and our boss is going to do? Don't you think that is disastrous? What do you think in that situation? Do you think it's important having a duplicate of your folders or not? Having different varieties of your folders or not? Tell me in the comment section, yes or no. Do you think it is important? It's lost. Yes, exactly. It is lost and there is no means of retrieval. So it's two things are going to happen. It's either we're going to start the project all over again to get that information or that data that we need, or the project is what terminated. So imagine the loss. So for you to enable versioning, you come here. You see right now it is showing what disabled, okay? Meaning it's not, we don't have versioning, meaning whatever bucket we're going to store in this particular buckets we're creating now, whatever object we're going to store in it, it's not going to have varieties. It's just going to be one storage to one bucket. Okay. So, but if you want to enable it, you just come here and you click on enable, and this feature is enabled. Okay. So right now, let's leave it on disable. So now you see where you say tag optional. So what a tag does, you can use a bucket tag to analyze and manage specific permission for the bucket. That is what a tag does. So if I go ahead and I see where it says add tag, if I go ahead and add tag right now, it's like you having a tag to, let's say you have a tag to this pen. So what does a tag do? A tag is simply to identify this pen. So once I see the tag on this pen, I know, okay, this is the detail of the pen, and this is what is going on with the pen. So the tag helps us to identify and know exactly what project or what object is stored in that bucket. Okay. So right now we're going to leave our tag on disabled. We don't need the tag for now. Okay. So you see where it says default encryption. Please do not encrypt anything. Leave it the way it is here, that it says server side encryption. So there are different types of encryption. What do you understand by encryption to start with? When you hear the word encryption, what do you understand? So I'm saying encrypt my data. What do you think I mean? I'm saying to you, everyone, what do you think I mean by encryption? When you hear the word encryption, what do you think I mean? What is encryption? Make the data not readable. Thank you. Does any other person have a different version of what else said? Does any other person have a different version of what Ellie said? Um, Encryption is to convert to another unreadable format. Thank you. So encryption is basically converting your document or your data to a different format that is not readable. And the reason is what? To secure that. The reason is to secure that data as well. Okay. So now you see where it says, now for encryption, you can see literally for encryption, we have three different encryption type here. Okay. You can see encryption, we have three different encryption type here. So it's the first type says server side encryption. So when it says server side encryption, it means this document, it says server side encryption with AWS managed key. So what that means is this. When it says server side encryption with AWS managed key, it means that encryption is literally done by AWS platform and managed by AWS. So that is what a server side encryption means. Okay. When you say server, who provides the server? AWS. Encryption we've actually decoded what encryption means, hiding the data. AWS will be the one to do that. Now, when you see server-side data encryption and AWS managed key, once you see that anywhere, in case you're going to write the certification or anything, just know this literally means AWS will be the one to create the encryption for you and manage your encryption key. Okay? That is what it means. Okay? Now, we have another type of encryption. The second type of encryption simply means server-side encryption with AWS key management service. So for AWS, for this particular one, yeah, what it means is AWS will be the one to provide or to encrypt your data, okay? But AWS provides you with a service. AWS have a service for you yourself to manage your key. The key to open and unlock that encryption. You are going to manage it. Can someone tell me the difference between the two I just talked about now? The first one is the server-side encryption with AWS managed key. Okay. The second one is server-side encryption with AWS providing you with the managed service key. Can someone put in the comment section what is the difference between the two encryption types? What do you understand by server-side encryption with AWS managed key? And what do you understand by server-side encryption with AWS key management service? Tell me, what do you understand by the two of them? If you don't understand, tell me you don't understand. I'm going to still repeat and explain again. So what do you understand? If you don't understand, tell me you don't understand, and I'm going to explain again. Please pay attention because you are going to do this in your assessments. You're going to create your own AWS S3 bucket. Okay. Shoma says she doesn't understand. Okay. So I'm going to explain the encryption again. Okay. Now, when we talk about encryption, we've actually understood what encryption is and we've analyzed that and agreed that encryption simply means hiding a readable data, putting it in an unreadable form. Okay. Now, when we hide this unreadable data and it is put in an unreadable form, we need a key to be able to read this data. Isn't it? Yes or no? So we hiding the data and putting it in an unreadable form. How can we read it? We need a key to be able to read it. Okay? So without the key, we can't read it. So now when you see the server-side encryption, S3, right? It means S3, AWS, which is the service, are the ones when you see server, AWS provides that server service for you. If your server means service. Server-side encryption, we've talked about encryption, hiding of your data. Okay, so hope this too is understood. Server-side literally means the service of the encryption. Encryption literally means hiding your readable document, putting it in an unreadable form. With AWS management key simply means this document that is being put in an unreadable form is being put in an unreadable form by AWS, and AWS are the ones to manage the key that I need to open this document. Do you understand it? Yes or no? If you understand, say yes. If you don't understand, tell me no, and I will still explain. Okay, Choma says she understands. Anyone else, do you understand or not? Does anybody understand or you don't understand? Tell me no, and I'm going to explain again. Okay, so now when we say server side, okay, I'm just repeating it again for anyone that doesn't understand before I move on to the next one. So I'm getting how many yes? I'm getting a yes. So I'm just repeating it, explaining it again, okay? So now when I say server side, which is let's align it, okay? When you say this word, server side, it means the service, the network, okay? The server, the network, that network region, that network provider, okay? Server is understood. Encryption, we've actually agreed that encryption is putting a readable document in an unreadable form, okay? When we finally put this unreadable document in a readable form, we need a key to open this document to be able to read it. Okay, putting it in an unreadable form doesn't mean the document is waste or we can't read it anymore. With a key, we can still access the document. Now it says with AWS S3 managed key. So this literally means with AWS S3 managed key, it literally means this particular one, it's being managed by AWS. Okay, with AWS, with Amazon S3 managed key, it simply means this is being managed by AWS. Okay, and now the next one says server side encryption with AWS key management service key. AWS have a management service that you can use to manage your own key if you don't want AWS to manage it for you. So the difference between these two is one, AWS is managing the key for you. They are keeping it safe for you. Anytime you want it, come and take your key. We're keeping it for you. Now, the second one is AWS is saying, take, or you are saying, no, AWS, give me my key. Don't manage it for me. I am going to manage it myself. That is the second one. Okay. So AWS is going to provide you with the management service for you to manage it. Okay. Now, the last one is the dual layer service encryption. So what this means is the encryption is being, the data is being encrypted from AWS side and from your side as well before it gets to the user or the person that wants the information. Do we understand? She said no. So now, when you say encryption, we have agreed that encryption is what? Putting data in an unreadable form. When you say server side, don't be confused. Server side simply means the network, or okay, the origin of the data. When you hear the word server side, it means the origin of the data, where the data is. Just know that is what it is. Don't get confused, okay? Server side means the origin of the data. Now, when you see an estate being managed by AWS, it means AWS is managing it for you. But why is it that the user don't trust AWS? Okay, see, there are some organizations that they feel that their information are very sensitive. They don't trust, not like they don't trust AWS, but they don't want anything to go wrong. Okay. Now, in cases where you can encounter people wanting to manage their data themselves, it's cases like medical records. Imagine someone having access to your medical records. Cases like your card details. All of us, we've put in our card details on AWS sites, right? So imagine you're building a site, a payments platform, Shopify, and you're asking people to put in their card details, and you are entrusting that card details to AWS. If you feel you don't want, I don't want, because if anything happens, your customers are not going to hold AWS responsible. They are going to hold you responsible. So in that case, some company will say, no, since we're going to be held responsible, let's manage the key. We don't want any stories. While some company will say, yes, we trust AWS with our full chest to manage the key. So all of this thing differs. Digital coach, does this answer the question? All of this, all of this differs. It is based on the business. It is based on the use case. Okay. So, like I said, when it comes to cloud, talking about the S3. When it comes to cloud, whatever choice you're choosing, whatever services you're choosing, no one is bad, no one is good. The service is based on the outcome that you want. What outcome do I want from this? Why am I choosing this? Okay. So now we're going to move forward. Now we are choosing the server side encryption with AWS. We are saying AWS manage, encrypts our data and manage it for us. Okay. We don't have strength for anything. Now you see where it says bucket key enabled. What is a bucket key? Using an S3 bucket key enabled is means a bucket key. Okay, when we talk about key, what do you understand by the word key? What do you understand by the word key? Can you put in the comment section? What do you understand by the word key? When I'm saying, I said, where's the key to the house? Where's the key to the car? Where's the key to the office? What do you understand when they use the word key? Can someone put in the comment section your understanding of the word key? Yes. So the AWS bucket key is used to unlock your folders, your buckets. Okay. That is what it literally means. Key. The word key is always used to unlock or lock something. Okay. Unlock or lock something. So that is what it literally means. Okay. So our AWS bucket key, we're going to leave it enabled. Okay. And now this is all of the configuration that you need. Okay. This is the only configuration that you need. Hope you get this, because because I know you're going to fool my DM. Mom this, mom that, mom is not working. Mom is okay. Hope you understand this. And now once you've configured everything, you come here and you click create. Now you see, can someone see it's not creating? Can you see in the screen? It says the bucket name contain characters that are not valid. So there are some characters that you cannot use to create your key. So like this underscore that I used, okay, they don't use underscore. That character is not allowed. Okay, so I've changed it and I've used a slash. So let's go and create again. So now you click create. Okay, so now our buckets, you can see here it says successfully created bucket name learning class. Okay, now our bucket is created. You can see our bucket is created. So what your bucket contains? Your bucket contains your object. So your object is literally where you store your objects. Okay, your object literally means, okay, what is your question, please? Add Steph, what is your question? Can you go ahead and type your question, please? So why I explain what an object. What do you understand by objects? Can you put in the comment section what you understand by the word objects? While we're waiting for Add Steph to ask her question, can we please put in the comment section, I am saying objects. What do we understand by the word object? When you hear the word object, what comes to mind? What do you understand? If you don't understand, let me know and I will still explain. So Add Steph says, regarding the S3 bucket, are there instances where one might need to delete public? Yes. Yes. That is what I'm saying. I'm going to show you tomorrow. There are instances where you might, when you say delete public access, you mean enable public access. Am I right? Put yes in the comment section if I'm right. So when you say delete public access, are you talking about enabling public access for that particular object or bucket? Please let me know in the comment section if I'm right or wrong. While we're waiting for her response, do we understand what it means by objects? Can we type in the comment section what is an object? If we don't know, tell me no. If you know, tell me yes. So we have objects, a thing that you can see and touch. Thank you. Object is the data being uploaded to the public. For example, files. Yes, objects, yes, your explanation is correct, but it must not always be to the public, okay? An object is generally a thing. It must not always be to the public, okay? Like this account we just created now, we are going to put our objects in it, our files in our objects, okay? But it's not going to be to the public, okay? So object is not necessarily to the public. It's you are determining, you're going to determine, does my project want this bucket or object to be in the public or not, okay? So at Steph said, I mean to remove it from a period of time. Okay, now are you talking about removing the public access block? Are you talking about enabling it to the public, or I don't understand really? I don't understand your question. Are you talking about enabling your objects to have access to the public or not? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to show you that tomorrow. There are cases where you can disable private mode and give it access to the public. Yes, there are cases, but this case is only if you want that object to be accessible by the public only, because everything about cloud has to be secured, okay? So in the most use cases where people enable public access is when they are using, because you can use S3 bucket to store your website objects. So imagine we have this YouTube platform right now. So YouTube can decide to use S3 bucket to store the images that is displayed on their platform. And if that images is stored on using S3 buckets and it is on private mode, it means it can't show in the website. So in such cases, you're going to enable it. Okay. Does this answer your question, Steph? Okay, you're welcome. So now we all know what is an object. So now we've created our buckets successfully, okay? We are going to put in our file, or we are going to put in our object in this folder. So for you to put in your objects, okay, you can come here and click on upload, or you come here and click on upload. Any of them, it's fine, it's still the same. So you click upload. When you click your upload, you come here, you say, now if you want a file, do we know the difference between a file and a folder? Tell me the difference between a file and a folder. Put in the comment section, what is the difference between a file and what is the difference between a folder? What do we understand when I say this file on my laptop? And what do you understand when I say this folder on my laptop? What is a file and what is a folder? Okay, so a folder contains file. Yeah, that's correct. A folder contains files. A file is just one, correct. A folder A folder is used to organize files. Perfect. So this is what it is, okay? So a folder, a file single data folder contains, okay? So a folder is like a container where you have your files in it, okay? So now when we come here and we click on, if you know you're dealing with a file, you just want to upload the file, you click the add file, okay? If you know you want to add folder, okay, you come by the side and you click add folder, and you can see only the folders are going to display, okay? So but right now let's click add file. So we come here and we click add file, okay? Now you can locate the file from your system where it is and add it up. So we're just going to add this, okay? Now we've added our file to our objects, okay? We have it added over here. Then you come here and you click on upload. So once you click upload, it goes to your object, okay? Now you can see here, it says, if you want to access add step, you can see and others as well. You said permission. So grant public access to other AWS accounts. So for when you want to give access to this folder, if we want to grant public access, we're going to grant it here. But in this particular class, we're dealing with private mode. For tomorrow, I'm going to show you how to give public access. Okay. So because you're going to do both assessments, okay? And for tomorrow, whatever object you're going to use, it's going to be more like a picture of a website or a banner that is being displayed on websites, okay? So that is what we're going to use for tomorrow. So now we're just going to click upload after putting in our file and give it some time to finish uploading. Once it's done, you see it tells you here successful. Okay. Now it's successful. We come here and we click on close, and then you can see our file is over here. Okay, you can see our file is over here. Now our file is here, and we have the dates, which is more like the metrics, the date of the file, the megabyte of the file, generally the details of the file. And now if we want to do any other thing with this file, we have to first click on it. If you don't click on it, you can't do anything with this file. The file will just be there. Okay, this other features will not be enabled. So for you to work with this file, you click on it. And now there are different, now we have our files, okay? There are different features, okay? If let me say, you want to copy the URL, which is the link of this file, and give it to Favor or Add Steph or Mary, Judith, or any other person to access this folder, all you need to do is to copy that URL. The URL simply means the website address, okay, and paste it. But you can't use this particular feature because today we're dealing with private mode only. So since your image is saved privately, you cannot access it over the internet, okay? So now we can use this for personal storage. If you use it for personal storage, you have to check the cost. If whatever storage you're using is more than this, then you can. People use it. So, but you always have to check the cost, okay? Is this storage going to be cheaper for you or a different options, okay? But yes, you can, okay? So now you can see if you want to copy the website, if you, like I said before, some people use it to create their websites, to display objects on their website. So if that is the use case, you can copy the URL, you can copy the S3 URL, or you can copy the website URL. You can download the object, you can open it, to a platform. Now you see it's open, okay? Now, but this particular opening, you can only open it on your laptop, not on the internet. We could delete it. If you want more actions, you come to actions. And now from the action, you can see different feature. You can move it and do whatever you want with it. Now, this is the main feature I want to show you. You see where it has the metrics data? Metrics data simply means the information of your folder. We are going to create this tomorrow, okay? Now, if you want, you see where it says properties, it shows you the property of this. When we say property, what do you understand by the word property? When I say the property in my phone, no, creating a storage is free, but you pay AWS for the documents you store in it. Okay, depending on the documents, the megabyte and all of that, you pay based on that. Okay, but storage, opening of storage is free, but when you store a document in it, you pay. Okay, but S3 bucket is among the free tiers. Okay, So when we talk about properties, what do you understand? What is associated with it? Exactly, exactly, exactly. So that when we talk about the properties of this particular bucket that we've opened, okay? Remember we talked about versioning. Now you come here, you see your versioning. If you want to edit your versioning, you can see it by the side, the right hand side. If you want to enable multi-authenticated factor for your document so that your colleague do not mistakenly delete the document, or so someone else cannot have access to this document without your permission, you enable that over here, okay? And if you want to give attribute like strict access control to your document, you enable it over here. Okay, this is what the future is. AWS is all about, cloud general is all about security. Okay, the security for every service is top notch. So because they don't want to hear, document is really important. Imagine you are someone is having information about your bank card, like I said. So all of this security needs to be taken into consideration, okay? So now you see permission. Permission, for the permission feature, you come to the permission feature. If permission feature simply means who am I giving access? What permission do I want someone else to have regarding this bucket? Just the word permission. When you hear the word permission, what comes to mind? Access. Am I right or wrong? When I say permission, what do you think about the word permission? What comes to your mind? When I say give me permission to your phone, what comes to your mind? I need permission to your phone. I need permission to your house. I need permission to your car. What comes to your mind? Allow. Exactly. Allow. Access. Yes. That is what it is. So when you want to determine who have access to this object or to this bucket, you come to the permission feature over here. Okay. Now you can see permission access finding. Okay. Now you can see for our permission access, it is blocked, which is what AdStep asked initially. This particular one for today, you can see block all public access. Nobody apart from me and anyone that has access to my AWS account have access to this folder. Aside that, nobody else have access to this object that we just created. Okay. Now you can see bucket policy. This bucket policy is kept on private as well, because I don't want anyone to have access to this folder. Okay, but if you want someone to have public access, this is where you see where you have the permission. Add Steph and every other person. You see where we have the permission feature. This is literally where you come to give access. Okay, this is where the permission is, where you come to give access, okay, to your bucket. Now we have the metrics, which covers the data of the documents or of the objects you're saving. So it literally give you the metrics. We don't have any metrics for now, no data available, you can see. Now the important one I want to say is this is really important. You can see when you hear the word life cycle, what comes to mind? When you hear the word the life cycle of a car, the life cycle of a phone, or the life cycle of a document or a contract, what comes to mind? What do you understand by life cycle? When I say life cycle, what comes to your mind? No, don't worry. This one, no, you're not going to submit tomorrow. I'm going to give the assessment for today and for tomorrow, but you're going to submit them together on Thursday next week. Okay, not tomorrow. Yes. Okay, merciful. That's what I'm going to do. So you're going to submit the both of them on Thursday, as usual, like you said in your word. So Period of existence. Thank you, Choma. That is really what it is. This I love this. I love this particular terms and the word you used is the period of existence. Can everyone understand? When we talk about life cycle, the duration of a thing, the life shelf of a thing, that is what it is. Okay, don't get confused. When you hear the word life cycle, Williams come for the duration of a thing, the life shelf, and all of that. That is what the life cycle is. Okay, so now when you come to the management, this is where we're going to manage the duration and the lifetime of this document that we have, or the object that we have, or the file that we have. Okay, so now in this case you can come here. This is a rule. This is where I will configure. Okay, I want the S3 bucket, or the object in my bucket, to be deleted after some days. If you want to create a life cycle, you come here, you click on it. Okay, now I'm going to enter the name of the rule I want to create for that bucket. Okay, if I give it a name, let me say I'm giving it delete access. Okay, now this is the name of the rule I've given it. Now it's saying choose a rule scope. I'm saying limit the scope of this rule using one or more filters. Okay, so I'm limiting this scope just for this folder. Okay, I don't want it to apply to all of the folders in my bucket. You can see I can apply it to all of the objects in my bucket, but I don't want it to apply to all of the objects in my bucket. I want it to apply to just this particular one. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at the first one. Then you can see where it says add a filter to limit the scope. That's not necessary, so I'm just going to leave it blank. Okay, then you can see it comes here, it says the object size. You can specify the object size, but not really mandatory. So now this is what's mandatory, where it says the life cycle rule. So now this is where you determine, am I what do I want, what life shelf, what life durability do I want for this bucket? Now it says transit current version to a different storage. Do I want to change this bucket to a different bucket entirely? Or do I want it to expire in a particular time? Or do I want to delete it at a particular time? So based on my choice and the use, I say delete. I'm highlighting the one for delete. Okay, it says delete expired document mark. Okay, so I want it to be deleted once I want the object to be deleted once I click on the delete. Okay, that is virtually what it is. You come here and you click on delete expired mark. Once you configure everything, you come here and you click on create rule. You have basically created the rule. So it means you have created a time and a duration where your bucket will be deleted. That is what the life cycle is. Life cycle is basically you managing your objects, nothing more. Okay. So that is all it is for that, for the AWS buckets. Okay. That is how easy it is. Okay, so now we have different buckets here. You can see general, dictionary, table. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So we did the general today. So if you want to have access to your bucket, you click on the general. You can see the buckets that we have here. And this is the one we created today. Okay, the one down. This one is the one we created today. So once you're done with your, as usual, once you're done with your resources, please delete. Now I will come here to delete. Once you click on it, you come here, you click on delete. Okay. Now this bucket is not empty. Your bucket has to be empty before you can delete it. So you just click on empty bucket. Okay. Once you click on empty bucket, it says type to confirm deletion. Please type delete. You just come here, you type or you highlight, copy and paste. I just come here and you come here, you delete, you click on empty bucket. Once your bucket is emptied, you can go ahead to delete it now. So now we go back, we exit, and we go back here and we click on delete. And now you're going to see our bucket is going to delete. You just need to put in the name of the bucket, okay? So we just put in the name of our bucket. And that is it. Your bucket is deleted. So does anyone have a question? Because this is your assessment. This is the first assessment, and the other one is the public assessment for tomorrow. So does anyone have a question regarding this particular hand-on exercise? Please put them in the comment section. I need questions. What are the questions you're having for this, how to create an S3 bucket? What are your questions? I am here to answer those questions and create clarity. Please ask your questions, okay? So it says to even if we delete it, it will still no. If you delete your S3 bucket, you're not being charged. No. Once you delete it, it's gone. You're not charged. See, if you create an S3 bucket, it's free. You're not charged. But the moment you add an object in it, if you add an object in it, you're being charged based on the weight of the object, how long the object has been, and and different things. The region price is different and all of that. But you creating a bucket alone and leaving it empty, no, you're not charged. So like this bucket, you can see some bucket on my screen. This bucket on my screen. Okay, I just created this one today. I think here. Let's see. Yes, so this is the one I created just for today. I want to show you the other bucket on my screen. Yeah, you can see this bucket. This bucket has been here for ages, since June. Let me show you when I created it. Let me show you when I created this bucket. So you can see the date I created it, 2nd of March 2026. And I have never been charged for it because it is empty. Because it is empty. But if it is not empty, if it has something in it, I would pay. Okay, I would pay. So you're being charged based on the content, the weights in it. Okay. So any other questions? Out of context, ma'am, please, how do you cover sensitive information on the AWS account? Okay, like as I'm sharing my screen with you, is that what you mean? Is that what you mean? Tell me yes if that's what you mean. What you mean by how I cover my sensitive information? You're talking about me just by streaming, how I mark. Okay, so AWS have um an AWS extension that helps you to max your informations when you're sharing it. Okay, so you just need to download the AWS extension to any computer that you're using. Like this computer I'm using now, I'm using it for this class. In my other laptop, it's not max. If I share it with anyone, they can literally see it because the extension is not there. So you have to download and install the extension, one, on the browser you're using. If you're using Internet Explorer, the extension has to be in Internet Explorer, okay? And it will max all your information. So it's AWS extension, okay? If you want it, just tell me you want the name. I think I can remember a little bit. I'm going to share it for you if you want it, okay? So, ma'am, what about those gateway and subnets? If we leave them, will it? Yes. Don't play with EC2. EC2 is the charging fee itself. Okay, no, gateway and subnet. See, no, gateway and subnet won't charge you because by default, no, you're not going to be charged. Gateway, yes, don't leave gateway on. Subnet, no. Gateway, delete immediately. When I mean immediately as possible. But subnet, no. Why subnet, no? Is subnet, you're not connected to the internet or anything. Subnet is like you picking a region. Okay, you picking, remember we say subnet is the bit of the internet that you want to connect. So subnet is like you picking a location, and AWS even gives you default subnet in your account. So for subnet, no, but for gateway, please delete immediately. Gateway, yes. Okay, internet gateway, yes. Okay, any other question? Okay, so I will stop sharing my AWS console for now. So let's go back to the slide and see what we've covered. So we've covered AWS storage and how it stores documents. We've identified that AWS stores documents, bucket, object, and object keys. And we've also covered the different features and components in AWS S3, like AWS versioning, the different types of AWS, the permission, the life cycle, and all of that. Okay. Now we've seen the folder, we've identified what an AWS bucket is, which is a folder where we store informations. Okay. That is what an AWS bucket is. Okay. Literally, when you hear the word AWS bucket, we're talking about folder, nothing more. No big deal about it. And then bucket name, I've told you that your bucket name have to be unique. If you choose a bucket name that is being used by another person on AWS, or you can't access it, okay? And the reason for this is so that someone should not use a different bucket. You're having same bucket name with a person. It means you too can access your data or mistake your information for another. So that is why your information have to be unique. So please, as I'm giving a recap, please put your questions in the comment section, okay? Now, we covered what an object is. We said an object is what? Literally something, image, video, page, file. That is what an object is. And I corrected the notion, an object must not be public, okay? Some objects are private, like the one we created today. We stored it in a private container, a private bucket, okay? And now we covered object key. Object key is literally what you can use to identify your object. Okay, we talk about key. What is a key? You can use it to lock or open your object. So that is what an object key is. Okay. If we delete the action from AWS account, will it reflect on? No, no, no. So this is how it works. Your GitHub, right? Well, when you say if we delete those actions from AWS account, will it reflect on our GitHub account even after we have deleted the account or our free tier? So your question is not really clear, but based on what I understand, if you carry out a project, okay, if you carry out a project and you finished your project and you have deployed that project on your GitHub, what is going to be on your GitHub will be your architecture, your README, and maybe if you put a URL there and you delete it from AWS, and that URL is S3 bucket, it cannot work anymore. It can't work anymore. So this is how it works. If you're deleting an object that you want others to have access to from your GitHub account, and you're deleting that bucket, that information from your AWS account, it means they can't. So it's just like I have I have this pen here, and this is my AWS account, and this is my GitHub account, and I'm saying you go to my AWS and get this pen. But me myself, I have deleted this pen from my AWS, so it's empty. Okay, it can't be accessed. It can't. Anything that is deleted from AWS and you want someone to have access to it is deleted, is deleted. They can't have access to it. Okay. Hope that answered your question. My question is why my public IP URL on Easy to Insta wasn't live. First of all, favor, let me say that they to everyone here, there's a skill, a personal skill you need to develop. And do you know what that skill is? Troubleshooting. This skill will make you look like a senior even when you're operating as a junior in your office. It will make you the center of attention. You will be noticed. You know why? Not everybody have a troubleshooting skill, but if it is a skill you can develop, it's going to work perfectly amazing well for you. So the I can't blindly tell you that this is the reason why your IP address did not access the internet. But if you can tell me what was the error message, every error comes with a notification, a message. All you need to do is read that message. And AWS have what is called, I said it the first day, Amazon Q. This is an AWS inbuilt chat box. Chat GPT is everywhere. AI is helping. There's an AI inside AWS. All you need to do is to click on all you need to do is to click on the AWS chat box. Okay, to click on that AWS is to click on the AWS queue. AWS queue will help you analyze the reason why you're having error. Okay, AWS will help you analyze the reason why you're having error. So, favor, I can't just go ahead to say, please do this or do that, because I need to see the reason why. And when it comes to EC2, there are various reasons. It could be because of maybe you did not connect your internet gateway properly, you did not connect your route table properly. So this could be the reasons. Please, everyone, the link for your assessments. Remember, I talked about assessment before. I'm seeing people submitting all 4 sections, but for their assessment, they only have one assessment. This is going to affect you. Please fill in your assessment correctly using the link, okay? The link is not working. Okay, I'm going to drop a link now. I'm going to drop a link. Just try clicking on it. Let's see. Invalid link. Okay, 1 minute, few minutes. I'm going to drop a link now. Just give me a few minutes. Okay, there's a link in the comment section. Try using it. Click on it. Let's see. Click on this one and let's see. Invalid. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Try this. Let's see. So I just dropped a link. Let's see if it goes through. Try clicking on that one. Let's see if it works. Did it work? Okay, it works. Okay. So now, please, attendance. If you're doing all your assessments and you're not filling attendance, I'm sorry, you're not getting certificates. Your attendance has to correlate and align with your assessments. Okay, that's why I said which is not working. Someone is saying is working, and you're saying it's not working. Okay, I'm dropping it again. Please use this one. This particular one, I'm dropping now. I'm deleting the others. Everyone just hold on. I'm deleting the others. Use just this one I am dropping right now. Okay. Sorry, 1 minute. Just give me a few minutes so you don't get confused. I will just put only one on the comment section. Use only that one. And once you confirm it's working, please let me know. A few minutes, please. Okay, so currently you're going to have just one link. Click on the link and let me know if it works. So currently you have just this one in the comment section. Please click on it. Let me know if it works. Click on it and let's see. I think this should be the last one. So please, someone try to fill in. Let's confirm it's working, okay? Please put in your questions while the attendance is going on. Now we talked about AWS. We're going to talk about AWS storage class tomorrow. Versioning, we talked about versioning, which is simply putting your, it's working. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we talked about versioning. We covered versioning today. We looked at AWS security, which is giving access to public or not, public access to your bucket or not. This is solely dependent on the project and the need for it, okay? With real business cases, we touched about why you need to use storage for your website, because everything needs to be stored securely in a place. Best practices. User must keep name unique. I've said that before, okay? Your name have to be unique. Enable versioning. This is the best practice, because if in case your document is deleted, you have something to fall back to, okay? Keep buckets public turned on. Block public access, okay? Only when necessary. Delete unnecessary files, okay? Don't keep files. You're going to even if your S3 bucket is free, but your file, the content in it is charged for. So you keeping unnecessary files in your AWS account is not necessary, okay? Organize your files using the folders, okay? And now we did a hands-on. I showed you how to delete, how to create, what is folder, what is file, versioning, and object delete as well, permission and all of that. I cannot stress this particular one enough. AWS free tier account is what you are going to use. Always delete all resources. Always delete all resources, please. Monitor your billing. Now we're going to talk about billing. Someone talked about billing. I said I'm going to show you how to check your billing. Tell me in the comment section if you want to see how to check your bills. Someone brought that up when we started. So just put in the comment section if you want to see how you're going to check your bills. I'm going to show you that before we leave. But if you're in a hurry to leave, then we can leave that for some other time. Then securing your AWS account. Please secure your AWS account with multi-authenticator factor if you've not done that. Never you use your root account for daily purposes. Please use your IAM account only. Okay, I'm going to show you that shortly. So section summary, we covered what is S3, we understand what is bucket, what is the difference between bucket and objects. We covered objects keys, we covered versioning, we looked at AWS security and why and their best practices, and we created an AWS account in class, which is the hands-on, and I showed you how to manage permission and life cycle. Okay. So your assessment, the assessment is going to cover, you're going to create this particular task we did today in class. You're going to create your own AWS bucket, put in an object, but it's going to be private, not public. So for tomorrow, I'm going to give you the assessment and show you for public, okay? The one for today is private, okay? Knowledge check. What is S3 bucket? What is S3? What is an object? What is versioning? Blocking public access enabled or not, and why buckets must be empty or deleted. Okay. So for the next class, which is tomorrow, we're going to touch on building your first website using S3. That is what we're going to do tomorrow. You're going to I'm going to show you how to build your first website or display your first objects on S3. You're going to understand the different types of S3 and different types of S3 classes as well. Okay, this is what we'll be covering for tomorrow. So please, someone said I should show how to see how to see your billings. So you come here, okay? How to see your billings in your console. You come here, the there's a small drop down button close to where you have your AWS ID. You click on it, okay? Then you scroll here, you see where it says billing and cost management. You click on it, okay? Once you click on it, it opens. Then you could come here, you see where it says Cost Explorer. You click on Cost Explorer. Now, my Cost Explorer, you could see it gives you details. So you could see in May, I had this much cost, in April, and all of that. Now, this, when you come here, you're going to see the service that is using the most resources. So you can see my here. You can see it's 000 because I manage this is my tutoring account and it's being managed properly. Okay. If it is security or EC2 that is using much expenses in your account, you're going to see it when you come here. But for my case right now, you can see 000 because my learning account, I manage it properly. Once I am done practicing, immediately I delete. And I don't use any services that is not S3 free tier. Even if I'm using services that are not free tier, I try to delete immediately I am done with that exercise. Okay, so this is how you can check. If you can't find on your own account, if you can't find the billing and cost management, you can come here and type cost. You can come here and type costs and you see billing and cost management over here. Or you click directly on Cost Explorer. Okay? That is how to see it. Okay? Totally love today's class as always. Thank you, ma. You're welcome. See, so the next thing is this. So I want everyone's feedback. I want your feedback on the boot camp. Are you getting anything from it? Do you understand my teaching? Please go to my LinkedIn. You could drop a comment. Go to the YouTube channel, drop a comment. Go to Blooming Heart Foundation, drop a comment, and I will try as much as I can to see. I need your feedbacks, okay? Feedbacks on your intake. Do you like the boot camp? Is this something you want us to keep doing? Based on your feedbacks, this is going to help the organization and the foundation to know if they are actually doing a good job or not, as well as me. It's going to enable me to know if I'm imparting knowledge or I am not, if I need to improve or not. So please, I need your feedbacks. I need your feedbacks. And I need these feedbacks on LinkedIn, on YouTube. You can go to the YouTube. The YouTube, this is always live. Go to your YouTube comment section. Your feedback on each classes, what you think, what you learned. If you want put in any area of improvement, it is welcome. Okay, please. So, how was the class today? Did you learn anything? Today class is very much for today's class. Thanks very much. You're welcome. What did you learn? Did you enjoy today's class? Someone said the more you go, the harder it becomes. No, that is not it. Thank you so much for the time and the energy you put into teaching us. You're welcome. That is not it. One mindset I want everyone here to have. Don't think tech is difficult. When you think a thing is difficult, that is when it becomes difficult. And the best way to learn is understanding the foundation. When you know the foundation gives you the reason for that thing, the use cases for that thing, why that thing. And when you understand the reason behind a thing, you can easily think and build a solution for that thing. Okay? So please, this foundation is really important for you. Wonderful class. I've always been about the AWS. Now I have a good experience. Ah, that's so nice. That's so nice. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. So, any more questions? Awesome as always. Thank you for always explaining and carrying us along. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. And I'm so glad. Trust me, I am super proud of each and every one of you. I see your assessments, I see the drive. Some of you, I see the questions. And you don't put in this much energy if you're not willing to get something from it. Because putting in an effort to actually do a thing, it's work on its own. So I see the effort, I see the energy, I see the drive, and trust me, the effort each and every one of you are putting, the effort you're putting in this boot camp, it's something that you're going to look back and be glad you did. Because cloud computing in today's, you can go and read up. Almost every organization are adopting cloud. And imagine you are the one person that knows about S3 bucket in an organization. Imagine you're going for an interview and you're the one person that knows about something that other candidates don't even know. So there's a word, prepare for an opportunity that is not there. So when the opportunity comes, you're super ready for it. Okay? So thank you everyone for today's class. And again, I am so glad to be your tutor and I am super proud of every one of you. So in the absence of any questions, yes, I did. It was just stressful having not used to my crashed laptop, still having meeting during the class. You have been wonderful and a great teacher. Love you, mom. You're welcome. Don't worry. This effort you're putting in, Roots, it's going to yield a benefit. Trust me, no knowledge is wasted. Most people here, I saw some people, a lot of people sent me LinkedIn requests. Some of you are already data analysts or junior internship or something, and the others you're in school. So even if you're already in the tech field or you're in school, this knowledge is one that is not wasted. If you go to my LinkedIn, you're going to see my experience and my years of experience in cloud. But I still learn. I learn daily. I just showed you the AWS documentation platform. So imagine if I don't refresh my knowledge about cloud and the job that I do. I'll be left behind. I'll be kicked out from my organization because I am behind. And when you don't have fresh information and knowledge to actually solve a problem in an organization, you're tossed out. That's the truth. You are there in a company to provide solution. The moment you stop providing solution, you're not relevant anymore. And how do you stay relevant? Is for you to keep learning and learning and learning. Okay? I will. 500 times. Okay, so everyone, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Um I'm going to drop the assessments immediately now on the Slack channel. Thank you everyone. In absence of any other really want to become an expert in cloud, you will. So in absence of any other question, thank you everybody and see you tomorrow. Bye.